start before you're ready.
The enemy is not your lack of preparation. The enemy is resistance.
Every single day, I want to be like this. I want to be like that. Why the hell are you not acting like your most ideal self right this second?
If you start looking at your life as if you are a PR person for your life, you're going to start making decisions for your higher self.
I journaled what a day in my higher self looks like, the things that I wanted to do. What does she do? What time does she wake up in the morning? What is she looking at when she wakes up in the morning? Where is she waking up? How does she feel when she wakes up? Does she have a partner in her life? What's her occupation? I was very specific. And when I reread that day in the life of my higher self, I realized that a lot of the things that I was actually writing down were completely well within my control. Now, could I wake up the next day and create $10,000? No. But could I start waking up at 5:30 in the morning? Yes. Could I start journaling? Yes. Could I start create a sense of peace in the morning? Yes. So I realized like a lot of things in my higher self, I could actually just start doing it now.
What separates you from where you want to be right now is discipline.
Everyone always wants to know, how do I stay disciplined? What is the secret to building discipline? How do you have a disciplined mind? And it's so simple. It's getting so comfy with discomfort.
Doing it when you don't feel like it. You have to stop setting goals and then making excuses as to why you're not doing what's necessary to achieve them.
When you wake up in the morning and you know you have to go to the gym and all you can think about is how much you want to stay in bed, you need to be so addicted to the idea of constantly choosing the path of adversity and discomfort that you get up and you do it anyway.
You're not going to feel like getting up and doing what you need to do all the time. And if you keep waiting till it feels right, you're going to be waiting forever.
Because your brain needs to be trained to be disciplined. It naturally seeks out comfort. Stop sitting around thinking about strategies on how to become disciplined and just challenge yourself to do one thing this week that makes you feel deeply uncomfortable.
You need to turn to yourself and say, I don't care whether you feel like it or not. We set this goal, we're going to achieve this goal, and my feelings will just have to catch up later.
A lot of people operate under the misconception that your feelings change first and then your thoughts and actions change. That's why a lot of people ask people in positions that they want to get to, how do you stay so motivated? What I have learned is that first your actions have to change, then your thoughts change, and then your feelings change.
Waiting for the perfect circumstances to come into your life to where you think you'll be ready, willing, and able to change is a fucking death trap. That perfect day is not going to come. That perfect relationship, that perfect job is not coming.
How we spend our days is, of course, how we spend our lives. I don't know why we think that our lives are in the future. How you're choosing to go about your day right now is how you're choosing to go about your life.
When I was unemployed and I was trying to figure my life out, I realized I was thinking way too far ahead. And you're probably thinking, well, why wouldn't you think way too far ahead? Because I can't see the next 10 steps. Even if I can see them, I can't guarantee that they'll come out that way.
How do we bring our dreams closer to us?
Live in the moment. Honestly, I think that's the hardest part, is living in the moment. But when you're more focused on what putting one foot in front of the other, instead of focusing on what the road will entail, you'll be more inclined to take the journey.
Give yourself permission to be a beginner again. Open your mind to learning, trying, and failing without judging yourself. You get to do that.
Whatever you want to do, there's someone out there who's far less qualified, less skilled, less talented, whatever, doing it just because they have the balls to do it. There's also always going to be someone better than you.
That does not mean that you are not the perfect person for this job. You are right for this. And also, there's plenty of room at the table. When you meet somebody that's better at you, they're not your direct competition. Even if they literally are your direct competition, there's a lot more that you can learn from them than you should be afraid of them.
So don't be upset when you see people doing something that you could do, because you're not doing it. But you could do it.
You have to get up on your feet, because sitting in that bed, I sat in that bed for 6 months, honey. Sitting in that bed is not going to do anything. It's not going to heal it. You have to toughen up and you have to face it. And if you do not face it, it will be another 6 months for you.
When you finally get to a point in your life where you're like, you know what, I want that lifestyle that I daydream about. I want the career. I want the loving relationships. I want to be deeper connected spiritually, whether it's financial goals or body goals. You really understand that doing the work is nothing. With consistency, doing the work, and having faith, that is the recipe for creating the life that you truly desire. It's a law, and it's also God's promise.
Just understand you're here for a reason, and when your purpose is, when you don't have no purpose, then that's when God take you.
In my past, I would go with the flow a lot. The problem with going with the flow is If you don't plan, if you don't put a standard up, if you don't have some type of idea of what you want, people will plot and plan for you. You don't know that like one decision can really create your life. And not to be so serious, but it is serious. Be intentional, even with your free time.
If you never have the time, you will never have the time, because time is not found, it's created.
If you don't know what you want, at least know what you don't want.
You have to make space for that which ignites you.
You've learned enough. It's now time to start doing. Put the book down, turn the podcast off. You have consumed enough information.
All the podcasts that I listen to, all the books that I read, are literally the same principles, but just described differently and in different stories.
At a certain point, there's nothing left to learn about that decision or that step that you want to make.
There is not going to be some perfect time that you're going to be ready to know how to do the thing. You have to start somewhere and get better.
I think what some of us need to realize is you can actually fumble your destiny. You can procrastinate so much, postpone things so much, miss so many opportunities that you will never ever be able to reach your full potential.
It's okay that you don't know how to do the thing. It's okay that you can't perfectly do the thing the first time. But do not allow that to paralyze you from taking action in the first place.
A lot of us like to use the term, it's all in due time, and in due time, it's all timing. But I hope we understand that is dependent on you taking action in the meantime. So that as you're taking action, when that moment comes, you'll be ready. In due time does not apply if you are not doing anything. You need to realize every little step you take is taking you closer to your destiny. Nobody's saying the next step is going to propel you to where you need to be straight away, but it sure will prepare you and it sure will get you closer than if you did nothing. If you knew what you in your prime looked like, you would take yourself way more seriously than you are right now.
So if you're somebody who wants to get out of your comfort zone or you want to change in some way, but you haven't been able to do it, I think this will really help you.
Find one particular plan or skill set and work at it for as long as possible until you become successful.
And I'm not saying having a routine is bad. You should definitely have a routine if you have one. But those periods in life where you enter a sprint and you lock in, it could literally change your life. For any goal you have in life, you should dedicate like 2-3 months out of the year where you're literally doing nothing but just that.
You choose a particular path, have delusional confidence in yourself, and work hard every day and ride the wave until you can't anymore. The odds of you not becoming successful are very slim.
Oh, you're chasing your dreams. Oh, okay, well, what all have you done today? What are you planning on doing tomorrow?